Hey guys, it's the Rideshare Chaplain. Uh, just taking out a few minutes to make a quick video. I hadn't made one in a while. Um, I've been driving, but I've cut back significantly on the hours that I'm putting in on rideshare. Um, I'm up in age. I'll be 65 in October. So um, with this coronavirus, I'm being very careful. I'm using, when I do rideshare, pretty much staying away from the airport. I did drive through the airport because I was curious to see how the coronavirus concerns was affecting rideshare in Charleston, South Carolina. I noticed that a significant number of cars are missing at our airport. And I noticed, like right now, I just checked the app. It's Saturday night. It's quarter to midnight. I've been checking it off and on all night, and it's been surging all afternoon since 6 o'clock this afternoon. Most of Charleston has been surging off and on. And it's particularly the areas surrounding the airport. They're surging at $4.50, $5.50, $6, $3.75. And in the local suburbs, like in Somerville, it's surging like $3.50 or whatever. But listen, I'm going to say this. No amount of money is worth your health and you putting yourself at risk and putting your children and your wife, your loved ones, your significant other at risk. What I don't like about this situation is that I feel like Uber and Lyft, they have information that they're not sharing with us. They know, especially at the airport, they know these passengers, where they're coming from, the destination. They know whether these people are coming from areas that could be prone to have the infection, could be spreading in those areas that they're flying in from, and they're not at all sharing that with us. That's an indication that they don't care about us. They could even take the step of denying these people rideshare platform temporarily because they're coming from an area where there's a huge infection. And I mean, the reality is that, they might go home and take a ride share from their home to a local pub or to a restaurant or to wherever. And we have no way of knowing. So we've taken a huge risk doing ride share during this coronavirus time. And I have driven some passengers, but I've kind of shied away from the airport. I did one from the airport, and it scared me because the guy, it's about 2 weeks ago, I pulled in and he was coming from California and he was sweating. And I was like, oh man. And the rideshare professor told us stay off the airport. And I just happened to be over there, and I'll be honest, the money was good. It was surging. I picked them up. But I immediately, after this joker got out, I sprayed my car with this sanitizer, air freshener. It kills viruses. I mean, I sprayed that joker down hard with this, and I let the car sit for 15 minutes and let this subside in the car before I got back in it. And I do use hand sanitizer. I've got the bleach wipes for the doors and the back seat. I've been doing that, but this is labor intensive, guys. And the question is, do you want to really risk bringing home a virus to your wife, to your children, your pets? And so I would encourage you to take precautions. I would say it's not worth it right now. Some of you may not have a choice because you got to pay bills. This is really a time to be looking at other options, other opportunities to make money that doesn't put you at risk. In my regular job in law enforcement, they've already taken serious steps that we have to follow, serious protocols to try to prevent the spread of this. And so we're at risk anyway because we're public safety. And we're exposed to the public anyway. So they've had big meetings and they've put a lot of things in place, masks and all kinds of steps. And, we have to desanitize certain areas several times during the day. I'm telling you, this thing is real. Don't take it lightly, guys. Uber and Lyft don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They care about their bottom line. I'm going to tell you, I drive on both platforms, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not like Lyft. I don't like their app. I think their app is confusing. Um, you can't, when you're using the app, you can't see each trip like you can with Uber. They just put one trip in, one trip in, one trip in, right after another, and really doesn't give you a chance to evaluate whether you're going to take it or not. I don't like their app. I think their app is confusing. Just to point out, I did go out last night, and it was a complete waste of my time. Around 5:30, I said, well, I'm going to go on Lyft for a little bit, and I'm going to try to see if I can pick up a few extra dollars, because frankly, I'm really ticked off with Uber right now. I have stopped driving Uber for a while because they don't seem, all this psychological games they play with the apps, you just get fed up after a while. And I'll be honest with you. I'm really working my way out of the rideshare thing because they abuse the drivers. They pit the drivers against the passengers with this rating system, and it's a big game, and I'm about had it. But last night I did an Lyft trip, and the name of the driver was Tammy. That's who they told me to pick up, and it was a super Walmart. We all know super Walmarts. Or any Walmart trip is usually groceries or whatever. So I said, oh, that's fine. I'm down here. I'll take it. And so I pulled in, and the app was acting crazy. I tried to text the passenger, call the passenger, no answer. So I waited the 5 minutes, and then the thing said, time to go. That's what the Lyft app said, time to go. And it said, push the button. And guess what? There was no button to cancel. And so every time I try to cancel, I would go inside the app, I would hit the cancel button, and the only option it gave me was cancel the trip and not get paid. It would not give me the option of canceling the trip, so I could get the cancellation fee, which was really strange because there was no button to cancel because I was on this. I had pushed that I was there, but when the time came after the 5 minutes expired, there was no place for me to push to cancel, right? And Lyft, unlike Uber, you can't call into Uber support. You got to text them, right? So, so what I did is after that, I couldn't cancel. And then what was weird, I couldn't cancel. It wouldn't let me cancel it at all. It just was stuck. It was like something was going on with the Wi-Fi. I don't know what it was in that area at that particular moment. The only way I could get that trip canceled was cut my phone off and turn it back on and log back into Lyft. That's what I had to do. So finally, I sent a text to the Lyft explaining to them what happened, and they told me I wasn't qualified for the cancellation fee. Well, here's the problem. I was qualified for the cancellation fee because I waited the 5 minutes. They somehow finagled the app where I could not receive the cancellation fee, which was really strange. There was no way to do it. When I told them that, they told me, well, it was, they denied it. Well, a few minutes later, I get a text message from Tammy. I thought that was interesting. She texted me and said that she was sorry, but they sent three lifts to pick her up, and she got another lift. And she saw I was still in her app somehow. She saw I was still waiting for her, whatever. She sent me a text message saying she was sorry. I got the screenshot of it. I don't have an extra phone, and I got to do something about technology. I don't have it. I'd love to show you. I'm going to keep it, and at some point I'm going to show it to you. It said, sorry, they sent 3 drivers to my same location, and I already got in a lift, and I'm home now. So the time I was waiting, it was a short trip. She had already gotten another lift. Lyft did not notify me. I'm sitting there waiting for her to come out. They asked me to stay and wait. She never came. And then they don't want to give me the cancellation fee. Say I don't qualify for it. Well, so when I told them that I had a text from her, they didn't even want to address that. So I wrote them back and said, Lyft, you suck. You've always been second place. You always will be second place. I'm just going to go back and drive Uber, okay? And, the guy gave me a snide remark back, and I just commented, you have a good day. But karma comes to you, okay? And these companies don't care about us. I'm just pointing out, you can be a good driver, you can have a high rating, they get you on this hamster wheel, and then they just play with you, okay? Get your second plan together. Like I like to drive, so I want to become a chauffeur. So I have gone on to I have gone to apply for my chauffeur's license. I'm learning what I have to do. I've signed up, and I'm going to be paying my fee this week when I get paid to the rideshare professor. I'm going to be taking his chauffeur class, and I'm going to learn how to be a chauffeur. Okay, because I do like driving high-end people. The ones that I meet in X, I've been driving Uber X now for a year and a half. And so, man, I'm just tired of BS from the passengers in Uber X, man. I'm just so sick of the disrespect. I'm sick of the passengers who abuse your car. I'm just sick of it, okay? And then I'm sick of the rideshare companies. I've gotten to the point, I don't like seeing people being taken advantage of. And I personally do not like to be taken advantage of, okay? I don't like it. And so I don't like I think it's immoral. I think that rideshare is becoming more immoral. But with this coronavirus, they are really showing who they are. Okay, they don't care about you. There's things they can do to protect their drivers that they're not even doing. And so I will tell you that if there's anything else you can do while this coronavirus is going on, I say just stop doing rideshare. Just find something else to do. If you got to cut grass, if you got to go collect leaves, whatever you got to do to supplement your income, you need to get your plan together, because I think this virus is going to get worse before it gets better, guys. Okay? And so have your plan together. This is a perfect example of why you need to have a plan. And what I do every night, and I don't know if it does any good, but after I drive, what I did is I spray my car down with this heavily, back and front, and shut the door before I even try to clean the car. Okay, and then my theory is this will kill any germs or bacteria or whatever, and I spray it heavily. It's pretty strong, and I spray it where if I was in the car, I couldn't stand it, and then I shut the door and I leave it overnight. And it's cold here. It's cooler temperatures, so I figured the cold plus this will take care of it. The other thing is I have tripled my vitamin B12 intake, my vitamin D intake, my vitamin E intake. And if I feel like I'm catching a cold, if I feel like I'm getting even the slightest sore throat, or I start coughing, I take this, man. This stuff works, man. This is not cheap, but I take this, okay? And I'll take one of these and I'll put it on ice. I'll put 2 of these together and I'll put it in a pack. Each pack carries 5,000 milligrams. I think it is 1,000, milligrams of vitamin C in each pack. So if I feel like I'm getting sick or I feel like I'm catching a cold, I will take 2 of these. The other thing I'm trying to do, man, I went out and bought blueberries. I went out and bought organic vegetables like cauliflower, like I bought some crowns, some broccoli crowns. I bought some berries. I'm going to Harris Teeter. It's expensive, and getting organic stuff, because right now it's about our health, guys. Trying to sleep a little more, because not only in rideshare I'm at risk, but in my day job in public safety I'm at risk, because I'm getting hit both ways. I'm dealing with people and who coming in that got diseases, come in, you don't know what they got. When you're dealing with the public, they get arrested, they come in, you process them, you don't know what you're dealing with. So I'm doubling up on stuff. And if I feel sick, my day job just says stay home. They're paying us, so just as a precaution. I wish they would come out with some test kits so that we can test ourselves, so we can be more responsible, so that we don't want to infect others either. But guys, listen, these rideshare companies, man, I am disliking them more and more, okay? And I can tell you, I'm working my way away from them, and they have made me an enemy. They're making me an enemy because they're taking advantage of us. They don't give you any compensation for your maintenance on your vehicle. Yet they keep cutting the cost. You're getting less and less pay. They keep wanting you to take these $3 and $4 trips. They want you to go to the airport during the time of a pandemic, possible pandemic taking place, and they don't give you any information on the people you picking up. They coming in, especially your international airports, guys. You don't know who you putting in your car. You don't know where they've been. And then you bring those people in your car, and I want you to think about something. And I'm not trying to make you afraid, but I'm trying to make you think for a minute. You don't know what country they're coming from, where they're coming from, a hot zone, wherever they're coming from, and what they're exposing you to. And then you take that home to your people, okay, your children. And they say even your pets can get this. So the thing about it is, guys, it's just not practical. It's becoming less and less practical to do rideshare with them not covering maintenance or giving you any consideration. And then with the harassment, the way they try to manipulate you on the app. And, if you don't take a call, like if you decide to not take a call in South Carolina, they give you this warning, got it? And if you don't hit that, they sign you off the app. Then you got to try to get signed back in the app, just psychological games that really pissed me off with Uber last week. And I just shut it down. And I called and told them about themselves. I told them, I said, you guys, y'all are gangsters. Y'all are ripping people off. You're immoral. And karma's going to catch up with you. And maybe the good Lord is going to use the coronavirus to catch up with them where they don't have no drivers. And guess what? No drivers equals no money for them. Okay? And they can raise and raise. So the question is, how much are you worth? Is your life worth $15? Is your life worth $12? Is your life worth a $4 ride? Is your life worth $20? What do you consider your life worth? So we're being forced to reevaluate who we put in rideshare right now. It's just not a good idea. So, if you do, I'll be praying for all of you. I'm praying that they get a solution for this. I'm praying that they get a vaccine for this. I'm praying that things will get better. But the more I observe rideshare, I heard about France. Yeah, the government over there, they decided that those people are employees. So I haven't heard much else about it, but I heard that they had considered the drivers employees now. So now they got to pay them as employees. So they're going to be impacted by that. So they're getting hit. And then with California, the AB5 out there, they're getting hit with that. And, by the way, rideshare professor mentioned that we're going to have a strike on April Fool's Day, that from the 1st of April until the 8th, we're supposed to cut off our Uber app, which is not a problem for me. And then for that whole week, don't drive Uber, drive Lyft. And then after the 8th, we cut on the Uber app and then turn off the Lyft app. Guys, listen, I tried to explain this to a guy the other day. And, all he's thinking about is himself. It ain't that bad, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what? It's drivers like you, man, that if you don't come together in solidarity and we don't work together, we'll never overcome this abuse from these rideshare companies. And guys, this is one time y'all need to come together, okay? I support the strike on April 1st through the 8th. I support that, and again, if you, and I love the rideshare professor. I love Dustin. I love all these guys, you YouTubers out there. I respect you. Listen, let me say this, okay? We need to come together and we need to support this. I think it will be tremendously effective if everybody does it, okay? On the 1st, make sure you don't turn on your Uber app, whatever you do, okay? Just leave it off, man. Take a week from it and just do Lyft. Look, if everybody does that, I know I'm on both platforms. I know most drivers are on both platforms. Do it. In my case, I may not be driving anyway because I'm really concerned about this virus thing, and I'm taking precautions. And with all the precautions I'm taking, and see, I guess that's what pushed me over the edge with Lyft last night is that here I'm out there driving, I'm taking a risk. You already ain't paying me nothing. You're paying us peanuts. And then you're going to treat us like crap. And then you're not sharing us information about passengers when they come in and they get a Lyft. We don't know where they came from. and they could be getting in our car with a virus, and we taking that risk, making them money, okay? And they don't even treat us with respect. They don't even respect us. We're expendable to them. We're like cattle to them. And so Derek K is a jackass, okay? He don't care about you. He don't care about the drivers. He don't care about your family. He don't care about you. So listen, you got to do what's best for your family. And you can't do what's best for your family if you get sick and die. Okay? If you get this coronavirus and take it home to your kids, take it home to your family, how are you going to feel? Okay? So I'm not willing to take that risk. Yeah, I need the money, but I'll find another way. Okay? Until this thing clears up, I'm probably going to work my way completely off the platform. I'll be honest. I may run some local trips around my neighborhood, like in my local community, but I'm definitely not going back to the airport. I am done with the airport. I am done with that. And then, even downtown, I've backed off of that because guess what's downtown, guys? Hotels. Guess who stays at hotels? Visitors. Guess where visitors come from all over the world? They come to Charleston. And you don't know who's getting in your car. So think about that. And you get sick. And I heard today they say they're going to give you 14 days sick pay. Yeah, what? They don't tell you how much that pay is. They're not going to cover none of your medical expenses. So it's just going to be a token to say they did something, okay? And the only reason they're saying that is because Senator Elizabeth Warren, started raising Cain about they need to do something for rideshare drivers because of the coronavirus. They weren't going to do nothing until they start getting some political pressure. So this is all just just a token that they're doing. So I have no respect for those people. I have no respect for the executives at Uber or Lyft. They are full of crap. All they are is users. They'll use you up and then spit you out, and then they go to the next person. And Uber's been heavily advertising for rideshare drivers in the Charleston area because I know they keep losing drivers. So I would tell anybody right now, don't drive rideshare. Right now, don't sign up for rideshare right now. And I would tell passengers, listen, you don't know who you getting in the car with either. So I would tell passengers right now, you know what, probably a good idea to rent a car or to find another means of transportation. At this point, I think it's even risky to get in a cab because you don't know who's got what, and they have not come up with a system to make sure the drivers are safe, to make sure the passengers are safe. And so, guys, just, you need to think about your life. Your family is more valuable. And we all do this because we want to make extra money to take care of ourselves. And like I said, rideshare drivers are some of the best people in the world. I read an article the other day from a guy named David Edwards, and what a jerk. He put it on YouTube talking about how don't let drivers scam you. And it made me so angry when I read that because the truth is, it's not drivers we're not scamming anybody. We don't have the power. All we do is go pick you up and give you a ride where you need to go. And Uber's not even paying us what we should get paid. And we're putting ourselves at risk in doing that, picking you up as a stranger. We don't know who you are. You could be a serial killer, but we pick you up and we take you where you need to go. And I'm just so tired of the disrespect toward drivers. I'm so tired of the abuse that these companies are doing. So you know what? I may become their worst enemy because I may start campaigning against them. I don't know if rideshare anymore is such a good idea. And if they're going to mistreat us, mistreat the drivers, and they're not going to protect us and even just give us the basic information, they should deny rides to people. And that's not discrimination. We're in an emergency state. We're in an emergency situation. We got possible pandemic on the rise here. So we have to do everything we can to protect ourselves. So passengers, listen, nothing against you personally, but a lot of you are self-entitled jerks who think that you're entitled. It's going to be harder and harder for you to get a ride share. And maybe that's the good Lord saying, you know what? You didn't appreciate what you had and you abused the drivers. So, maybe this rideshare thing needs to go away completely. Now, I know some of you ain't going to like that, but that's the reality. But this coronavirus, this virus is showing us that they don't care about you. So just take steps to be safe. sanitize your car if you're going to be out there. If you got to be out there, you got to, you feel like that's the only thing you can do. I understand, and it's cutting, because I had gotten used to getting that little extra money, and I ain't gonna lie, I haven't driven hardly any. I drove the Uber the other day, and I got so disgusted with them being so demanding with their app, and they trying to control you, what ride you're gonna take. Like, they punish you in Charleston if you don't take the $3 trip. They will cut your app off. Yeah, they just say, they'll cut you off, and then they make it hard for you to sign back in. It take you 10 to 20 minutes to get signed back in because they're being jerks or because they want to control you. So I stay completely, at this point, I'm completely away from downtown. I'm staying out in the suburbs because the trips are longer, but I get more money that way, and I avoid going into town. Right now, tonight, Uber's offering $5 extra. If you do 3 extra rides, you get $5. What's $5? Okay, what's $5? One time they had it $4.50. So they just taking advantage of the drivers, man. And this to drive people that are drunk, who can vomit in your car at night, who could be violent, and they gonna offer you $5 extra for 3 consecutive rides. They're trying to pull everybody in the center of the city. So my thing is, it ain't worth it. I'm home tonight. It's Saturday night, and I just checked the app, and it's surging. It's surging. As a matter of fact, let me check it right now.